Find the derivative of g of x equals cosecant x plus cotangent x, then evaluate g prime of pi over 6. G of x here is made up of two terms that are combined by addition, cosecant x plus cotangent x. We can therefore take the derivative of each term separately and add the results. G prime of x will be the derivative of cosecant, which is negative cosecant x cotangent x, and then the derivative of cotangent x, which is negative cosecant squared x. There's our derivative, g prime of x. The next thing to do is evaluate g prime of pi over 6. That means to take g prime of x and plug in a pi over 6 in for every x. Negative cosecant pi over 6 times cotangent of pi over 6 minus cosecant squared of pi over 6. Now I will write the first term exactly as we see it. That second term, cosecant squared of pi over 6, means to evaluate the cosecant first and then square that result. So now we can evaluate each of these trig functions. We have a negative times cosecant of pi over 6 is equal to 1 over sine of pi over 6. Sine of pi over 6 is a 1/2, so it will be a 1 over 1/2. The cotangent of pi over 6 is the cosine of pi over 6 over the sine of pi over 6. The cosine of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2, and the sine of pi over 6 is a 1/2. And then we have this minus the cosecant of pi over 6, which again is 1 over the sine of pi over 6. 1 over 1/2, and quantity squared. For each of these, we're going to reciprocate the denominator fraction and multiply with the numerator fraction. So that first term we will have 1 times 2 over 1. 1 times 2, which is just the 2. That second, we will have root 3 over 2 times a 2 over 1. The 2's here can cancel. And then this third one here, we'll have 1 times 2 over 1, which is just a 2. And then it'll be squared. So multiplying the 2 and the root 3 will just give us 2 root 3. It's over 1. We don't need to write the 1. There's a negative in front of it, so negative 2 root 3. And then minus 2 squared. 2 squared is a 4. Minus a 4.